Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ? I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to the World of Beer on a Daniel L. Hightower Wednesday. Brady Ackerman and Buddy Martin with you at the World of Beer, the Brady and Buddy show every Wednesday from 6 to 7. Hope that you can come by the town of Tioga. We are located in Tioga, west of I-75 in Gainesville. It's Jonesville, actually, so if you're in the area, checking us out on Facebook. We're here till 7 o'clock. If not, make plans to be with us here next Wednesday from 6 to 7. And, of course, thank you to our friends at Daniel L. Hightower, attorney in Ocala. Lawyer, in Ocala. There you go. Good to go. Job, let's crank it out. It's the dog days of the year when you talk college football, mid-May, winding down spring recruiting. The Gators are going to start a new tradition. We'll get to that. What Dan Mullen is adding to the equation this weekend as far as, recruiting and getting kids around. Then we're going to start back up. The kids are going to be in school here soon next week, summer A, and they'll get back to working out as far as getting ready for the upcoming season. But we've got a lot of things to get to today on the program. But one of the main topics on tonight's show is Mick Hubert. Oh, my. I've had the pleasure to work with Mick the last 8 years on the sideline for the Gator Radio Network. He's going to be inducted into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. I want to say Coach Spurrier was inducted last year, right? Spurrier and Jeremy Foley, I know was.
Steve was inducted into the big one, the national one.
Yeah.
This is the Florida, which, by the way, is a great honor. Congratulations to Mick. I mean, that would be my idea of a great honor. If you said what would be the ultimate honor to be able to make the Hall of Fame in your home state.
Yeah.
That's something. And
where you broadcast, yep.
I did a little promo on the show today, and I said, how do you get to the Hall of Fame? Asked Mick Hubert. Oh, my. Broadcast.
There you
the
go.
old joke about practice. You don't know that joke, do you?
No, I don't.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Don't know that one either.
Practice.
That was before I was born.
Oh, well, then
is Carnegie Hall still in business?
Did you read about World War II? Huh?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear about that? Okay.
I mean, I did,
I'm sorry.
But I forgot it.
You're one of those guys that when sports started it was 1989 with ESPN. I forgot.
Yep. I'm young, and I'm proud of that. Not that young. But it's great. And we'll talk a little bit about Mick, and some of our Facebook viewers can give us their comments on some of his best calls. Obviously, Doring's got a touchdown. It's got to be at the top. But there's been some good ones lately. And then you got basketball with Chioza, and it's just been fun. And it's not like he's retiring or anything, which I think will be a fun night whenever that happens, and talking about some of his great calls. But you can go to FloridaGators.com and read about some of them. Mick is going in November the 7th. I don't know what our schedule's like for that week, but that's generally a South Carolina or Vanderbilt week. So I don't know if he'll be in Pensacola or not for that.
He spoke at the Ocala Quarterback Club last year. He was not the most popular speaker.
Yeah.
I wonder who that was.
Well, it was somebody
wait
who
a
actually
minute.
brought some juice,
Actually.
brought some energy, brought some insight.
Sorry I brought that up.
You know, I mean, all it is, you know, it's just about giving people something they can't get anywhere else, buddy. That's why they watch this show. That's why they listen.
I'm just
You know, I mean,
I'm in awe.
a lot of guys come in there and they just start talking about this, blah, blah, blah. Tell some good stories. I mean, that's it. You know, I'm not a great storyteller as some of the other people, but I give you good information.
You were on that night.
Had a good night.
You were
It was my night. I felt like Dan Marley in the NBA Finals. I made 8 threes in 1993.
There's a current reference for you, Dan Marley.
Dan Marley. Go Wikipedia that, will you? And that's what I felt like. I had one good night. I had one good night.
Dan Marley, who was he, man?
I had one good night. But we'll have some fun with that. He's going in the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. And
you know these guys at all?
Well, I know Jerry Pate. I was there when he jumped in the water.
Where are you? At Players Championship.
Gary Sheffield.
Yeah. Saw him play AAA ball for the Denver Zephyrs. And then he went to the Bigs and had a great career.
I went out and had drinks with Roy Jones Jr., so there you go. He's a good friend of Emmett's. Yeah. Matter of fact, after he had lost the gold medal in Seoul, I want to say, won the silver, he came to Gainesville. Did you know that? I went out with the boys.
I did not.
And he wore this like black top hat. This was when he was little, kind of. And he was that was kind of the style back then. And he went out with us, and we took him out downtown and everything. And
go to a disco?
He wouldn't know who I was from the guy laying on the street under the gutter. And then Justin Gatlin, I don't know him.
Good runner.
But he can go.
Motivate.
So the only one I don't know is Pete Pihos and Michelle Snow.
I don't know Michelle Snow, but Pete Pihos played the National Football League, I believe, for the Philadelphia Eagles before my time. I remember that name vaguely.
I didn't know there was time before you.
We're going to do a lot of age jokes here now today. Because I got a few for you if you'd like. I've been holding back on this. I can let few with you.
But you started
all about age now.
I know it's not about.
it is.
You're talking about Pete Pihos with play football before you or
you want to play the ageism card? Go right ahead, Brady. Go ahead. We'll talk about white running backs next if you'd like.
There you go. The last one to score in Florida. All right, so we'll get into that. We'll talk a little about that if you want to get on. Most recently, the Chiozza shot, the Antonio Callaway catch. This place is an insane asylum. Certainly was one. But he's had quite a few.
What was your favorite?
Well, I was thinking about that. I guess for me it was probably Callaway. Callaway, this insane asylum. You know, the goal line stand at LSU, I was into that because I was all upset at the LSU media. But that call to me was good. It was a great call. But the Callaway was the best call to me. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was awesome. Doring's got a touchdown. It's pretty good. When Doring had his touchdown, I was a graduate assistant in Florida. And so I was in the press box. And my job was to chart coverages, which they stayed in the same coverage, like two or three plays in a row, which is why Spurrier went back to that play, and Doring was pretty much uncovered.
You a GA?
I was we called it, back then I was a graduate assistant quality control.
Quality control.
Yeah, because they went from 5 graduate assistants to 2. Then after the season, I was going to be a full-time graduate assistant along with G.A. Mangus. And Spurrier comes in and goes, Bubba didn't get his 6th year. His shoulder was messed up, but he didn't get that 6th year, so he's going to need a job. So, Brady, you got to find a job. He's going to take over your job as a graduate assistant. I said, Coach, it's March. Man, where am I going to find a job in March? And ended up meeting Hal Mummy at a camp, at Bill Bates's camp in Jacksonville, and the rest is history.
Talk about old stories. There's a few.
A good story right there.
Bill Bates, you got a few good stories. I think, here's the thing with Mick. He's been doing this so long. And, you know, it's the amount of work he does, Brady, all the events he calls. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. We talked about the fact that he really loved doing the baseball and getting a chance to call a national championship. He loves the radio, but the radio's going away. You know, he's very sad about the radio going away at some point in time. Now, I guess it'll become television at some point in time, in baseball at least. Now, you guys, when you're working with Mick, how much is scripted on the sideline? You get free reign down there, and what about you? What do you do when you got a story? You say, hey, I got a guy got a broken leg. Who do you talk to?
I just tell him I need to get in. I got an update on Callaway's ankle.
Do you get in, by the way?
It depends. It depends. There's so many commercials in it that it makes it very tight on Mick on the call, and he's very attention to detail. But him and Lee have been great at involving me as a third analyst. on the sideline, allowing me and Lee to have exchanges during the game.
Yeah, that's good.
But they've done that since day one. I mean, the day I took the job, Mick Hubert welcomed me in and kind of knew I was a different type of sideline guy than the usual one. So it's been great. It's been fun to work with them. I love it when there's blowouts, which haven't been very many, because then we can kind of let the broadcast breathe a little bit, have some fun. And traveling with Mick is a blast. That's probably more fun than the broadcast, to be honest with you. Just the whole crew, the last 8 years. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of great memories outside of the game. Yep. You know, when you travel with the same guys.
Right.
And you hear Lee.
Bonding.
Yeah, you hear Lee's Tampa Bay Bandits story 74 times in 8 years. It's still good. You got to wait till he gets to that second glass of wine. And then he's like, I got to pull the hamstring, but Spurrier called him, told him to come back. So Lee tried to make a comeback, and then he pulled his hamstring, and then Spurrier had to go in and cut him, and it's just great stuff, man. Wow. So, but Mick is great, and, again, he's a professional. He's always ready for the call. He always brings the one thing about Mick in broadcasting that I tell people when I've done radio for a long time too, and young people come up and they want to get in the business. I say, be yourself, right? I think that's pretty good advice. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. I really believe, other than I really believe his energy is who he is. He is able to he is emotionally invested in Florida sports to the point where sometimes I don't know if I agree with that. Gators are getting bad ones today, I love that. I love the fact that he's invested in Florida.
A little bit of a homer.
I don't know if I call it a homer. I just think he's invested.
That's not a bad thing. I think journalists are supposed to be detached and objective, right?
Right.
That's how I was raised. I, of course, don't practice journalism all the time now. But play-by-play men are there basically, not cheerleaders, but you know where they're coming from.
Well, he's a Gator.
Yeah, he's a Gator.
But I think in 20 years, or however long he's been doing it now, I mean, he's invested. He's cut. You cut that skin, it's a little orange or blue coming out.
30 years.
And he's been doing it since '89.
Yeah.
And so, it means a little bit to him, and I think that comes out over the broadcast, and I think that's what endears him. Some people can be homers. Oh, that's true. But you could tell it matters to Mick.
I don't know
when we lose.
I don't know if Brendan's back there or not and listening. I don't know if we can even do this, but we had one call audio, but I don't know whether Brendan can play it. It's on SoundCloud. If you can, it's okay. It's Chioza's shot, and it was just audio only. So we'll see if they can dig that up. Here, meanwhile, I'll buy somebody a beer if they can tell me.
Beer?
If they'll tell me, we're going to have a toast a little later on for Mick at 6:30. Just dilly raise our glasses. Congratulations, him getting into the Hall of Fame, which you can tell these fine people about if you'd like. Max can go over there and buy you a drink. I'll give away a beer to somebody. The first person to tell me where Mick Hubert went to school. Where did he go to college?
Well, he didn't go to Florida. Can I tell him that?
You can tell him that.
Does anyone know where Mick Hubert?
But you got to be present.
Hello, everyone. Mick Hubert.
Yeah. So
a great afternoon of Florida football.
There you go. You're getting kudos already for your head ball coach impersonations.
Yeah.
Now you're doing Mick Hubert.
It's hard not to.
Give me a couple more Micks.
I can't. You put me on the spot there. Hello, everyone. Mick Hubert. Another great afternoon of Florida football. Let's go down to the sidelines. Brady Ackerman.
Pretty good. Not bad. Well, Mick couldn't make it tonight. He had an appointment with his wife to have dinner.
Yeah, they're going to celebrate tonight. Probably because he goes
pop a cork or two. Right?
They're going to have a good time tonight. Celebrate.
Here we go.
Here comes Cheese. He shoots the shot on the way. It's good. It's good. It could be three. It could be three. It could be a game winner. Chioza knocked one down. The officials will go to the monitor. The Gators may have won the game on a Chioza three at the buzzer in overtime. Cheese came down, shot it off the right foot, and drilled the ball right through the rim. And now the officials are at the monitor to decide the fate of the Gators in this overtime. Oh, my. We've seen it all at Madison Square Garden. It's good. It's a three, and the Gators have won the game. Oh, my. You've heard it right. Chris Chioza has made a game-winning three at the buzzer at the first overtime, and Florida has beat Wisconsin 84-83.
That's good stuff, right?
Mick
on the call, and that wasn't that was a moment. Now,
that was a great call.
Here you are in the garden of all places. This is great. the great pictures, the back page of the newspapers there. And
the thing about that call is you're watching it on TV, so if you don't have it set, you got to go back and listen to it. And so I have the benefit of hearing everything he says for 12 to 13 to 14 games. And, that's why I'm more partial to football, but that's a great call right there. We at IMG, we always put out, like they have my Twitter handle and they put stuff out. So if he makes a call during a game, it looks like I tweeted it, but I really didn't. They tweeted for me, and they put that call. It's a great call. It's a great call. I still think he's on the map for Doring's got a touchdown.
I agree. I think that will always be his most famous call. I had him on the show about it 3 or 4 weeks ago. We talked about that. He won't pick one because it's like his children. You know, but that to me, Dorian's got a touchdown. I mean, Dorian got a touchdown. That just was so surprising.
Yeah.
Caught him off guard so much, and he just exploded,
Right.
Now, this is pretty surprising, too.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a great call. Yeah. I wish we had the Callaway one because
I never heard that.
I want to say he said this place is an insane asylum. That's what I think he said, and it was. Of course, I've turned into a fan on that one. I'm trying to run with Callaway to get him into the end zone.
Is that the one where you?
That's the one I was pointing. No, the one I was jumping up and down was a Hail Mary to Cleveland this past year.
Yeah,
but I had already peeled off the. It
I
rained.
have that picture.
It's a bad picture.
It's
clothes
a good
are
picture.
I'm not very professional.
I wish I had that. Sent it to Brendan. I haven't put it up there because you and Scott Strickland, the vertical of 6 inches.
Yeah, combined. Scott got 3. I got 3.
I love that picture.
We were fired up though. We were excited. Yeah.
Well, speaking of fired up, we're fired up to be here with you on a Daniel L. Hightower Wednesday here at World of Beer, located right here just west of Gainesville. If you're on I-75, you can whip on Newberry Road, come on down for about 3 miles to West End Golf Course, come to Tioga Town Center, and we're in the back. It's beautiful. It's actually a little cloudy today.
Yeah.
It's a little slower than usual on Wednesdays, but, this is the season when things ebb and flow. It's always good to be here because, in addition to the fact that it's been voted Gainesville's number one bar, number one pub for 2 consecutive years, the food is good. The missus and I will have dinner tonight here again, as we did last night. I'm letting her pick out the menu. Food is really quite good and very reasonable. And, of course, we always like to say the flavors of beer ain't bad either. You've got just about any kind of beer you ever heard of. If that's your thing, check it out here. You can get domestic, you can get foreign, and come out here and check it out and see. There's going to be a lot of plans for us this fall here. Even when you're out of town, Brady will be here doing some stuff. And this is our home in Gainesville, World of Beer, located in Tioga Town Center. So drop out and see us, and Brady will buy you a beer, I think. But the question is still out there. If you know where Mick Huber went to college, you have to be present to win. Let me know. I'll buy you a beer. So World of Beer. It's not just about the beer, but it could be.
I sent David to the Dungeon of Misery because he was late, but he's been relieved.
Snap to Greer. Greer looking, throws the ball, got a receiver. There's a catch made on the near sideline. Down the right side, 35-30. It'll be Callaway down the sideline. He's going to score. He's going to score. He's going to score. It's a touchdown. Oh my. Antonio Callaway, 63-yard touchdown, and the ball game is tied. I just saw magic.
That was good. Insane Asylum must have been a different one. Yeah, that was
Thank
good.
You, Brendan. Good job, Brendan.
That was good.
That one.
That was a good one. And it just the emotion. And you didn't really even know who Callaway was at that time, really, because he was just coming into his own, and it was 4th down, and it was like the first big win for McElwain, and coming off the Muschamp years, you felt the energy come back, and that carried over the next week with Ole Miss, and then obviously they lost Will Greer, and McElwain's coaching in Michigan now. I would never thought that, but I think it'll be back. It'll be fun. I think he's going to make some great calls this year, and he's one of the best, man. The emotion, I love the emotion.
Going back to what we talked about, all seriousness, you did an excellent job at the quarterback club. And I said to you, Brady, you were really good. I heard you speak a lot of times, and you said to me, well, it's something about having a full house, which we did that night, that kind of gets you to play your game up. Now, take the same thing regarding the Swamp and Mullen and the feeling that people are getting, and you're on the sideline, and the first time there's a big play that happens in the Swamp and the place goes crazy. That will feel different.
Yeah.
It'll feel a little bit like the Tennessee game a couple of years ago, but I think people is more behind it than just another touchdown pass. You know?
Yeah, I think there's going to be. I think there'll be some juice in the stadium this year. I think it'll build up. A lot of it, I think, depends on Mississippi State, but I think you'll have a good, LSU coming in. I think one of the things that Dan put an emphasis on is reestablishing home field dominance. Mm-hmm. And I thought McElwain got off to a good start until the Florida State game, which I still think Florida played them toe-to-toe. They just couldn't score offensively. I think that whole season's different if Greer doesn't get suspended. But, you just got to – the coaches that have not been successful at Florida, and there's only been two that have been ultra successful. Let me flip it the other way. Forget about the guys that aren't successful. Okay. Let's talk about the two that have been the most successful. And there's probably some before
Hall
that.
Hall of Famers?
Yeah. Two Hall of Famers rarely lost at home. Rarely. And generally always beat the teams that were supposed to beat.
Never lost to a school that wasn't Power 5.
Yeah.
Spurrier never lost.
No Georgia Southerns, no Southern Misses, nothing like that. Urban and Coach, they made the swamp. Spurrier made it the swamp.
Empirical.
Yeah. Now, I think that's the key. Dan Mullen's got to do that. He should be able to get off to a good start this year because, basically LSU's, I guess, the biggest game at home with Florida State, Tennessee being away at Georgia neutral site. But he's got to get that streak going. He's got to do that and, get the crowds back into it, get the fans back into it.
Speaking of streaks, I don't ever remember anything happening, whether you're a big fan of the other sports or not, it doesn't matter. What happened this past weekend in 30 hours, University of Florida won 4 SEC titles in 30 hours. That's amazing. 2 track titles, the football and the baseball and the softball, all, obviously regular seasons, not tournaments, but those are the ones that count. Yeah. As Sullivan says, he didn't give rings for the SEC tournament. He gives them for the regular season. And so these are substantial. And I asked Coach Spurrier about it earlier this week. He was on the show. And he said, he said he was impressed. He was at the ball game and did a spot with Mick on the baseball game. Little play-by-play. But I asked him about it. He said, well, it kind of reminded him of 1963, 1993, 94, 95, and 96. 4 straight SEC championships, as you know. And no other school has done that many or more except one. Of course, Bear Bryant, Alabama won 5 in a row. But other than that, Florida and Alabama, nobody's ever won 4 straight. Yeah. Which, thinking about it now, is pretty incredible. Yeah, win 4 straight SEC. You're talking about Bear Bryant, legendary, if not the best coach of all time, certainly right in there. And look who's here. Crew. It's CD Farms is here, baby. They're just walking the door. Got them all going on. Chris and Tracy just walking the door. How are you guys? And by the way, the winner of the beer,
free beer,
was the mayor of Newberry, Nat Blaylock. He got it right.
Nat got it.
Illinois State.
Illinois, the Redbirds.
I think Jacob.
Did you know that was Redbirds?
Jacob actually got it. But
Jacob probably got it.
That's taking credit for us. I don't know.
Had a way to Google.
Yeah. So anyway, so the 4 straight SEC titles. I mean, that may not ever happen again. Well, it never happened again in Florida.
Well, I don't know. Why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it? Brady, think about how long it took them to win 1.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm just saying it could happen.
In '84, they won 1 that got taken away from them.
4 in a row. I think it could happen again.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I won't be around. Let me know. Send me a note, will you?
Well, it's been tough for Alabama to do it. It's hard to do.
Alabama hasn't done it.
No, I know. I'm just saying they've won 5 national titles. I think they won 3 of them without winning the conference.
Sometimes you're right. 2 of them, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 that they've won without the conference.
Right. But it's odd that, think about that. Even the great Nick Saban, and the fact not lost on Coach Spurrier, by the way, has never won 4 in a row.
Right. He'll take whatever numbers he gets. That was tremendous. And the thing that people don't that kind of forget about that is not only do you have to win the league, but then you have to win a championship game. Usually against a really good team, which they beat some really good Alabama teams, and then some other teams that got in there at 9-3 or 10-2. But I think that fortunately, Alabama winning that first one in '92 kept the game alive, so to speak. They do that special on the SEC Network, and then I think in the past, now we've seen teams that
I'm so sick of Antonio Langham intercepting that pass. I've seen enough of that. But excuse me, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying to win. Alabama's proof how hard it is to win the league and the championship.
Right, it is.
And they've still had the best team. Yeah. So it's the 4 in a row may not ever get broken anywhere other than where this. Alabama with Bear Bryant has 5, but I don't think any other school will do it. But I think Florida can. I think Alabama can. I mean, I think it can happen. You never know.
It can win 10, but it's not going to happen.
Well, I didn't say they're going to win 4 in a row this year, there, buddy.
Well, you can't win 4 in 1 year. It does take 4
years. Or 4 in a row starting this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're going to. All right, Wilson.
All right.
There we go.
Hey, how about the Gator Grill Out?
Yeah, Dan Mullen's starting a new tradition. I remember now. Urban started Friday Night Lights, which was a big deal, and that'll continue. But you're trying to find ways to get kids to pay their own way to come to your campus.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
freebies.
Everybody's got one-day camps. Everybody's got a junior camp. Florida's Friday Night Light camp was legendary, especially when Tebow and Spikes and those guys would go out there and work out with the kids. So now he's trying the Gator Grill Out this weekend, where they'll have a ton of recruits coming into town, and they're going to serve them some food. They're going to have some fun. They're going to show them the hospitality of what it's like to be a Gator and be around the program. And so they're calling it the Great Gator Grill Out. Is that what they were calling it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Gator Grill Out.
So 4-star linemen apparently are trying to get in there.
I see that. Dante Lucas, William Putnam, Nathan Pickering is coming in, Lloyd Summerall, Jaden Davis, DJ Turner, Chris Steele. If you follow recruiting, you know these names. But it's just an idea to try to get people to come in and have some fun, feed them, have a grill out, make it a little bit more laid back than a one-day, 4-hour cattle call that a lot of camps have. And a lot of kids just go to those camps to get offers, or they go to those camps to get seen. It's one of two things. The old days
I don't blame them.
One of the old days of, I'm going to Steve Spurrier's camp because I want to get his autograph. I love him. He's going to coach me as a quarterback, but I'm not very good, and I don't care. And I'm going to stay the whole week in a dorm.
Get noticed.
That ain't going to happen anymore.
No.
Pay your $45, do your 4 hours, get it done.
How'd you get a scholarship?
I had to earn it.
Yeah, but I mean, how did you earn it?
He gave it to me.
You can't earn something somebody gives you.
So I earned it on the practice field.
Okay.
But I didn't have it coming out of
high school. You were a walk-on?
I was a walk-on. It took me 4 years to get it for 1 year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In about 10 years, I'll just tell everybody I got one, and no one will know. But
so your
son's on our broadcast.
Your son's following your footsteps.
He's doing exactly what I did. But I was a little different when I walked on than today. Back when I walked on, our strength coach was Rich Tootin, who would probably intimidate Nick Savage, and he went on to be a longtime strength coach of the Denver Broncos. And when I walked on, they had workouts. And then when the workout was done, the walk-ons had to stay out there. It would be considered hazing in today's society. Y'all keep pulling. I'll let you know when I'm done. Pull those sleds. And there were many days where I was like, maybe I ought to be just a college kid. Is this really worth it? But what it did was it weeded out the group that came out there. And it weeded and weeded and weeded and weeded and weeded, and then there was like 2 guys left.
Well, they had a pretty good other walk-on out of the same era named Doring, as I recall.
Doring came, that was a little different, though. When Coach Spurrier was there, Chris did have to walk on in his freshman year. Chris was on scout team, and I was a senior. We were good friends. We became friends Chris's freshman year. I was like, man, this guy should be on scholarship. This guy's good. He would catch everything on scout team and get the defensive backs like Will White and all those guys in trouble. They couldn't cover him. And that's where he got noticed. It was first like, ooh.
What was his nickname?
Chris Doring.
Didn't he have like a white smoke or something like that?
No, he wasn't fast. Don't tell him I told you that. He'll get mad at me.
I know he wasn't.
He wasn't fast.
But you know what he was? He was precise.
He's very good.
And here's the point I want to make. And I brought this up to Spurrier this week, not that he didn't know already. What Spurrier doesn't get recognized for, and you know this, he was absolutely a czar on precision. Routes had to be run. Listen, I had one coach tell me in high school, Kerwin Bell, that he learned how to teach landmarks for receivers through Coach Spurrier, who was absolutely, you better get your landmarks correct as a wide receiver. I'll tell you something else. How many footballs do you think they threw in practice?
Way more than they throw today.
Thousands.
Yeah, way more than they throw
Thousands.
Today. Nobody throws that many except maybe Leach.
Right.
And
so the repetition is lost. People say, "Oh, he's fun, gets out front." No, they worked on that stuff all the time, Brady. You were a coach.
Yeah.
You do what you work on.
I'm always a coach.
You're always a coach?
Yeah, once a coach, always a coach. Landmarks is something I preach to kids all the time when I'm mentoring them in high school.
Tell people what a landmark is.
Well, a landmark is easier to remember than steps. You have these 3-step routes. You have a 5-step route. Well, if a kid takes the wrong step, now he's trying to count. So if you teach landmarks, pre-snap, you get up there and you figure out, okay, I need to get 12 yards, so I need to get to the 30, or I need to get to this mark, or I got to get to that cone, or I got to get to that pylon, or I got to get to that hash mark. And so you identify a place on the field where you have to get to so that you can play freely and not think, I got 5 steps. Am I 10 yards or am I 8 yards? And the guys who the greatest thing about what he did was have his quarterbacks throw on time. No one does that anymore.
Yeah.
But yes, their precision route running was something that I think is lost in today's game.
Helps to be able to catch the ball, too, which Gordon did great. I'll tell you, another guy was pretty good at that. His nickname was Coors Light was his name.
Coors Light?
He was a
Silver Bullet?
Yeah, he was a Coors Light guy, and he played for Nice High School. His number was 15 before the other guy. Brendan Martin could catch anything you threw at him.
I don't know why you talk about those days so
it's
fondly.
true.
It's not a fond memory. It's not
so he was on the bad Nice teams.
No.
What were you doing over in Jacksonville?
I was working at the
Were you doing the
Times Union for 1 year.
Before it went out of business?
Well, not a business, but just about. No, it was back in the day when I spent 1 year there. But here's what's funny. I went to a preseason game, and when the game was over, I went back to see the coach, who I knew. And while I was there, the reporter for the Times Union, who was a woman covering high school, came up and said, "Who was that number? Was it 3, Brendan? Who was that number 3 catching the ball late in the game like that?" And he just stopped. What do you mean? So the number 3? So, that's Coors Light, he said.
It's like the only catch I ever made.
Because he used to wear a T-shirt in practice that said, from Colorado, said Coors Light on it.
No.
I was thinking maybe he was the only kid in high school who was allowed to drink. His dad gave him a Coors Light after practice.
That's about right.
Mean Joe Green.
Right.
We can't hear you, Brendo. Turn up your mic.
I said that's about right. I don't know why you speak of this so fondly.
Yeah, well, anyway, it was fun. All right, so Brady.
The listeners out there, by the way, in Facebook land say never saw Buddy without it. Well, no, not that. I think Brendan could drink a few silver bullets. LOL.
Oh, how about
that? Did Buddy say Beer Bryant?
Yeah, probably did.
Probably World of Beer Bryant.
I had World of Beer on my brain.
And then someone corrected me or coached me up. It was this past year, Franks to Cleveland, where he said this place is an insane asylum.
Okay. Well, our kingdom's pretty sharp out there.
No, they got it. They got it. Good job. Good job.
Coville says, by the way, Coville's the newest member of the YNK Elite. He joined the Elite Club.
You joined the Elite Club?
Yeah, he joined the Elite Club.
I'm not even in the Elite Club.
No, you're not. You're not in the club. And then...
how do you get into that? Can I get into the club?
Write me a check.
Huh.
And be a good boy.
Oh, I have been. Can I call you by your first name? Or your middle name?
If you ever knew how to pronounce it. Yeah.
Frankie?
Yeah.
How many times... Can I call you Frankie?
You call it whatever you want, Brady. Whatever you want. The famous class is Sodaquist. There's Sodaquist. Check it in. Tonight we got our peeps here.
Yep. They're here.
I want to give me some vegetables. You know where you're getting good vegetables? CD Farm. You brought some?
All right.
Tracy, all right. I'm on a veggie diet. And we just picked them, and I'm going to tell you in a minute. They sponsor our Late Night Dilly Dilly at City Farms. Tracy and Chris.
Love Late Night Dilly Dilly.
Chris does all the work. Tracy does all the work. Yeah. Chris does all the...
Don't get him in trouble.
He takes the credit, but Tracy does the work, so... and I'm still waiting for him to break out his guitar and do a little Johnny Cash. I've seen that video, and it's very good. I'm going to go to his house and sit on his front porch and rock, and then we're going to play some Johnny Cash. I'll walk the line, something like that. Yeah. And over here, the mayor of Newberry, and Jacob is here.
We're in some esteemed company tonight.
Everybody like Joan Martin. We got them all around us here.
Wilder Beer.
It's a great place, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Great place. It's like I said at the top on this Daniel L. Hightower Wednesday. Mm-hmm. It is that time of the year where you kind of look ahead. You start thinking about the preseason magazines and this. Those kind of things. You know
Anticipation, right?
Anticipation. It's the final week of spring football for most schools in the state of Florida. Mm-hmm. You have a bunch of games in the area coming up this week, and then again next week. They try to get them done before Memorial Day. coaches will have some time off, maybe around Memorial Day weekend, then they'll start their camps in June and July, and media days will be here. So, it's interesting just kind of looking around at some of the things. And let me throw this question at you, buddy.
All right.
Florida's football team.
Yes.
What unit on the team would you say is not only is the best on the team, but would rank the best in the conference? So if we were ranking, those magazines.
You mean like running backs, tight ends? You mean offense, defense?
Yeah, running backs, tight ends, corner or defensive backs, defensive line, linebackers. Which group, like if these magazines come out, they're going to say Alabama has the best backfield. Look at their running backs. So Georgia has the best.
Well, you got who they're
offensive line.
Who they're up against? That's the question.
All right, which one will rank the highest for
Let's
Florida?
Go back and look at all the
groups.
Can we pause it for a second?
Come back you can pause that. Yeah,
because I want to do this. I want to remind people we are going to have a little dilly toast at McHubert, aren't we?
Yeah.
You guys in for that?
You're in. How about a toast? Everybody want a toast?
Toast.
They can hear us.
Dilly for Mick Hubert made the Hall of Fame.
Hold on.
Here's the voice right here. We're going to get your glasses out and get ready. We'll listen to this play-by-play.
To Franks dropping back, stepping up, running the ball, looking. He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone. It's a touchdown, and the Gators have won the game. Tyreek Cleveland. Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw. The Gators have won the ball game on a bomb throw by Felipe Franks, and this place is an insane asylum again. How my ball game! Gators have beaten Tennessee again.
All right. Brady, that's one you wanted to say this out.
The Gators have beaten Tennessee again.
This place is insane asylum.
Insane asylum. That was a good call. That was a really good call.
So congratulations to Mick. Let's hold up our drinks and say here's to the Hall of Fame broadcaster of the Florida Gators, Mick Hubert. Dilly. Here's to you, Mick. And to his sideline reporter.
Yep. Got to have a guy on the sideline. Interview the coach sometimes.
Let's take a little break. Come back. We'll hear from Daniel L. Hightower, and I'll answer your question.
Okay.
About what unit I think.
You might want to check the Facebook feed. Maybe you can get some ideas.
Why?
Right, I already know you don't have original thoughts. I mean, you can borrow them from Facebook. So
I never had to do that before, have an original thought, Brady. Like every line I ever wrote, but that's okay. I used to have to edit your copy of that website. Want me to go there? I can go there.
I'm not a great writer. Okay. I can tell you that right now.
I'm just saying about
I'm a talker. I'm not a writer.
Well, you are a talker. I'll say that. Take a break. Daniel L. Hightower, Wednesday, back after this.
No one ever plans a car accident. Having a plan after you've been in one, however, can make a world of difference. Daniel L. Hightower has been fighting for accident victim justice in Ocala and statewide since 1976. After meeting with Dan and his team, you'll know your case matters.
Okay, you got it.
Right. And that Dan will fight hard to get you just results. If you've been severely injured through no fault of your own by a careless or reckless driver, you need Daniel L. Hightower.
Well, with us, it's a family-owned business. Majority of the employees are family. No drugs, no alcohol. We do a lot of big, high contracts. We do a lot of government contracts. We do Sikorsky aircraft and E1 we've done for many years, and we carry big general liability insurance policies. Knock on wood, since 1958, we've never had one claim. So there's not too many companies that can stand by that. Safety is very important to AAA Tree Service. Not only for our own employees, but for our customers as well. We take pride in going to their places. We treat it like it's our home, and we leave it the way it would be if it would be our home. And we even go above and beyond. We do more than just trees. I mean, we trim hedges, we pressure wash, you name it. We get into doing anything that a customer needs. Call us at 873-3440, or on the website AAATreeService.com, or also on CenturyLink.com as well.
You're back, boys.
All right, thanks very much. For the break here at World of Beer, Brady Ackerman, Buddy Martin on the Brady and Buddy Show with you every Wednesday. I love doing this show. Apparently some of our other people. Thank you, Becky. Appreciate your comments there. you asked me about what unit, and I hadn't thought about this a lot. After I was struggling a little bit. You said, which unit would get the most pub or most highest rating in the magazines coming out?
Yeah, the preseason magazine.
Sorry, so if I can remember them all, let's see. I got to say running backs.
Yeah.
Jordan Scarlett, of course. P. Ryan really looked good. I thought he could, you got that corner. When you get the corner like that, now, and of course, we're not going to count the jet sweep. That's not a running play. And then the new kid, Pierce. I've not seen him yet, but I heard good things about him. Maybe you can tell me more. So I think, am I forgetting somebody?
Well, they're bringing Malik Davis back. I know he's coming off an injury, but people are going to remember him as
I do remember him.
He was a freshman, all freshman team.
Right away?
He'll probably be ready in August. They'll probably bring him along slowly. He'll be ready by Tennessee.
Okay, so I didn't count him in the starting.
But I mean, I think when they're ranking the group, they're going because he's not out for the year. He'll be back.
Yeah,
Lemons will be back. Had a little labrum surgery.
I hear good things about Lemons.
Lemons can play. You don't remember him against Texas A&M last year? Was it A&M?
Well, I mean,
on the sideline, I was like, man, why is this guy not playing more often? He can fly.
No, I just don't think of him playing because he didn't play that much.
Right, but it's a good deep group.
It is a good deep group. And thanks for adding Lemonson. I kind of forgot. I think I just thought wouldn't be around for the first half.
Iverson Clement had a nice finish to the spring.
I don't know him.
I didn't know much about him until the end of the spring. He got a chance when Lemons dinged his shoulder. He got some more reps, and he showed some nice shiftiness in the hole. I think Sider did a great job with his two backs. I really do, that he brought in.
All right, what unit will you take? You can't have running backs now. I took them.
Well, since you took running backs, I would probably. Are we going? Well, they're not going to give us defensive ends.
Sure question.
Florida would be defensive ends. Clearly,
defensive linemen.
No, I don't think they're the best D linemen.
No, they're young. Well,
I'll go with secondary.
It's not linebackers.
I'll go with secondary because of the corners. I think Florida has the two best corners in the league. Georgia would take Florida's two corners right now.
Give me the whole.
Well, I think it's going to be Henderson and Wilson, Gardner at nickel, Jawan Taylor, and I think it should be Sean Davis, but at safety. Jawan Taylor and Sean Davis. Obviously, I think Quincy Linton's a really good player. Stewart back there is a really good player. Amari Burney. You've got Trey Dean at corner that gives you some depth there. They're hoping Brian Edwards turns the corner with his long arms. Guy can really play. He's got a lot of potential. So that group to me is talented, and I think that they won't get. I think they'll be the highest rated of any of them. Maybe the running backs will probably be third in the SEC. I think the defensive backs, you cannot drop that group of DBs lower than third when you have two first-team all-conference corners. I mean, people put the tape in. Put the tape in. They weren't very good last year, but those two guys were good as true freshmen. So you got to expect those guys to develop. They're going to get more opportunities to make plays in Grantham's defense than they did last year. But here's why. Let me point this out to people. In the last couple of years, and Muschamp blitzed more his first year, they kind of backed off. And Collins, and really last year with Shannon, when you don't blitz, the quarterback then can decide who he wants to not throw at. So they went games without throwing at Marco Wilson. Now, I think Florida State got a play on him late. Somebody did. He probably gave up 3 completions the whole year. But they just wouldn't throw at him, just like the year before. They wouldn't throw at Hargraves, or the year before that, they wouldn't throw at Hargraves, and they wouldn't throw at Tabor. So Wilson benefited from it. So with Grantham's defense, it forces the quarterback to make quicker decisions. Now, if you can't cover the guys, there might be guys running free, but that means he can't eliminate a corner from the start. He can't go drop back against Grantham's defense. I'm not throwing at Marco Wilson, because if not, he'll get a hit in the face. We'll pick that up on film. We'll say, look, they're not going to throw Wilson's way. Let's bring heat. And he's hosed. So it'll give him a chance to pick off some balls is what I'm saying. So, or at least break them up. And
not only that, Marco Wilson may be blitzing. You never know. With Grantham, he fires from every place, doesn't he?
He does. I do think they'll bring some corner blitzes, but Wilson's a cover guy, in my opinion.
That's why it'd be a good play. Everybody would expect you to do it.
He's tremendous. If NFL scouts watch his tape, they'll tell you he's a first-round pick.
Really?
Yeah. But forget whatever the statistics say. He only had 1 interception or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I watch him field level, and I'm like, I even told some guys on the sideline they ain't even looking to throw his way last year at times. I mean, because they're like, we're not going to do that. So with Grantham's defense, they have to throw his way, is basically what I'm saying.
Are you looking forward to that, to the Grantham's defense?
I am, because I like
action.
I like action. I like aggressive nature. And I don't think Florida's good enough to be run Muschamp's defense.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as talented as they were under Muschamp. And I know Jeff Collins had 2 great defenses. We had a lot of Muschamp's players, but I don't think they're talented to run Muschamp or Jeff Collins' defense. I think they got to bring some heat.
All right, let me ask you about Nick Saban. He came out and said he thought the Phony Baloney National Championships were not good. Yesterday on TV, he said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for their team and what they were able to accomplish, meaning UCF, he said. But he says he didn't believe that there was enough to justify the Knights' claim of national championship. He says, I guess anybody has a prerogative to claim anything, but self-proclaim is not the same as actually earning it, and there's probably a significant number of people who don't respect people who make self-proclaim sort of accolades for themselves. Woo!
Well, I agree with him on all of that. However, it is the formula that we have. I think UCF's stance would be, look, we weren't allowed in. Why not? And we beat Auburn. Y'all didn't. You know what I mean? So I agree with him 100%, but I do see UCF's side like, well, we couldn't get the opportunity to play for it because you wouldn't let us in because it's a monopoly or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I get what he's saying. He should defend his turf. I agree. Alabama's the national champs. I think it's fun what UCF has done. It's nice, but years from now, nobody will care. Mm-hmm. They'll have a little thing that sits on their stadium that'll help with recruiting, but
no.
I'm not worried about UCF and being they ain't beating Alabama.
I mean, maybe Saban's taking it a little too seriously.
Sometimes he was asked about it. What should he say?
No. I like his opinion. Don't get me wrong. It's okay. What else would you expect him to say? He won it, so why would he give it to somebody who claimed it? But I think it's a Me Too thing. Like, hey, we're over here. We're undefeated. We did okay. If this is the way you get attention in your program,
let me ask you this: who do you think's gotten more attention, UCF or Alabama?
Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
I think,
but they get it every year.
Yeah, but I agree with that from a national brand. But
we love underdogs.
UCF's national championship has been self-proclaimed national title has gotten headlines. Look, we're in March. We're talking about their national title for March. We're in May talking about their national title, and Alabama's the champs.
So you think UCF got more attention than Alabama?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
You don't think Tua's being talked about?
Look, I'm just saying, when you're on the national shows, the national writer, George Schroeder's the national writer, isn't he? USA Today. He's talking nationally, so I think UCF's gotten a lot of bang for their buck out of that.
So you're for it?
Am I for what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
But I don't think they're the champs.
I'm with you on both.
Yeah, I think Alabama's better. I was shocked how Auburn didn't show up.
What does Chris think? Think UCF is right? No, Chris says no.
But if you're in, wait a minute. He's a business owner, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Business owner. Okay. Yeah. So if you have a business,
I bet you Tracy.
Are there bigger businesses than yours? Okay.
No.
He goes, okay.
I have multiple jobs.
Hold on a second. Now, can I do my analogy?
I'm going to get your facts straight.
If you want me to call you Wilton, you got to give me some airtime.
Well, if you get some facts straight,
he has a business. There are bigger businesses than his. Okay.
The floor is
he
yours.
Turned out the best crop this year that's ever been out there, right? He should celebrate it by saying we've got the best crop of vegetables, right, in Florida. Mm-hmm. And then you got the big company who can pay for the advertising that says on national TV, we had the number one rated crop of, because they're bigger. But they weren't better. They were better. So I can't tell him to celebrate that he had the best crop. If he thinks they had the best crop, they had the best crop. Mm-hmm. He's promoting his brand. Mm-hmm. He's promoting his business. Mm-hmm. So I think it's okay. I mean, what they've done has helped increase awareness for UCF. I think it's fun. Who cares?
It's all good except for the fact you got it wrong. Is that Tracy is the one who did it? Okay,
right.
Just so you know. All right, number one. And
number two, did Florida go around claiming the '84 national title? Buddy, did you write that?
Because it was taken away from them.
But Buddy, did you write that?
No.
You're going to tell me if I got to go to the library now to find this.
Yeah. What do you
public library? I guarantee you were doing the same thing Bianchi was doing in '84. Florida's the best team. They won 9 or they beat Miami.
I was living in Colorado, so I wouldn't write about it.
Yes, you did. You were a homer. I seen your Swamp Fox books. Yeah, I know. So every Gator fan can't get
it. They wrong. Did it. You're so wrong.
Why am I wrong?
Because because you said 9 things and 8 of them were wrong. That's okay. What did Coach Spurrier is about you saying this?
Yeah.
But I get your point. And by the way, they're not just, they're successful business people. Do you teach out of the Ag College, or are you the dean?
Ag College.
So
he knows about marketing.
He's an academic, okay?
Yeah, but marketing is all UCF's doing is marketing.
Do you know what a master electrician is? Huh?
Somebody who can do everything.
No, they're the best.
Well,
you know who is a master electrician?
Who gives them the master electrician?
The mayor of Newberry.
How do you get that title? Brady? There you go.
There you go. Master. So that says it right there, master. Don't you wish you could be a master sideline reporter? Huh?
I'm a professional broadcaster is what Spurrier called me one day.
Yeah.
I'm a professional coach. Shane's a professional quarterback. Chris, you're a professional golfer. And Brady, you're a professional broadcaster. It's a professional group here.
Okay, your imitation is really...
Richard
Robinson says fake news.
We played golf one day. He goes, we got a professional group here. And he looked at me and goes, you're a professional broadcaster.
Richie Robinson
Marco is playing
out in Louisiana on the oil rig says UCF fake news. All right. Hey, listen, you like schedules. You like stories about good schedules, right? Did you hear about this one?
Man.
Okay.
Did you order that?
Alabama has scheduled Texas.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So now they drop UCF to get them.
Good.
Now listen to some of the
I want to play the champs.
Future non-conference schedules. All right. For Texas. 219 LSU, 20 at LSU, at Arkansas, Alabama 2022, at Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan. Now that's what you're going to step it up right there.
Yeah, I like that. Are those neutral site games though?
No, at Michigan, at Ohio, home and home.
Alabama's neutral site. That's home?
It's home and home, Brady. That's why it says at Alabama. Alabama's at Texas is at Alabama. I mean, Alabama's at Texas.
Okay.
So but no Texas A&M.
How much you want to bet?
The what?
Wilton. How much you want to bet that game's a neutral site game?
It could be a preseason game. It could be at Arlington. There's no,
is it a home and home?
But this is at Alabama.
You should have taken that bet. You blew it.
I don't bet, Brady. I don't have to.
The mayor got me the scoop before you could take my money.
Well, just so you know, I don't bet. I don't have to. I'm always right, so don't worry about it. No Texas A&M. No Texas A&M. This is what's wrong with college.
Wait, that's what's great with college football. I don't want to see Texas A&M. I've seen that 108 times. I want to see Texas, Alabama.
It's tradition, Jack.
Florida needs to go play some games.
Haven't you ever heard of tradition? They used to play Auburn every year. Don't play Auburn anymore.
Buddy, newspapers were tradition. Radio was tradition. Look what we're doing right now. Okay?
We're doing a new tradition.
That's right. And those are new traditions.
All right, I got another one. Let me change the mood because you get cranky this time of day. You get hungry.
I am getting hangry.
I know. Here's the deal. That's what my daughter said. Brady's getting hangry. Rebecca said, hey, listen to this. Remember I told you last week Mark Packer on ESPN had a segment.
You on his show yet? You bring him up every week.
You have to always make a sarcastic remark.
No, but are you pushing me out to get Mark Packer on the show?
I'm trying to bring a little interest to the show instead of talking about my career. Okay? How good I am at broadcasting. What a great running back I was.
Professional broadcasting.
Yeah, professional. I'm trying to bring.
Oh my gosh, we got to talk about this.
I'm trying to talk about.
We got to talk about that.
Mike Slive just died at 77. How about that?
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was coming. Did you know?
No, I didn't either.
Oh, man.
I saw him in Birmingham a couple years ago. He was not doing well then. He did a great job as commissioner. He brought some stuff.
Last year at CSS, he brought his granddaughter to the baseball game out there in Hoover. And he's just a regular guy, man. Just a good guy. Oh, man, that's terrible.
He worked hard at the job. He advanced the BCS thing into what we have with the playoff system.
He followed a legend. You know how tough it is?
Oh, no.
People talk about following Roy Kramer.
Yeah.
Wow. So that just came down the wire. I didn't mean to interrupt your news.
It's okay.
Mike Slive was he's a good man.
Yeah.
He did a lot of good things. Cleaned up the league, didn't he?
He did. Feinbaum had him and Kramer and Sankey on last year, all three at one time, which is rare.
Man.
Yeah, that's a big loss. R.I.P. to Mike Slive, who just passed away, age 77. Well, anyway, this is kind of a funny little story.
All right, go with it.
Lighten things up.
Yep.
He asked the question, who you want to punch in sports? Remember we talked about that? You weren't listening as usual. But that was just a little joke, right? Well, I have the perfect answer. Who do you want to punch in sports? Ed Orgeron himself. Did you hear about this?
No.
Yes, this came out. All right, said he punched himself in the face. He walked in there and said, "It's time to set your jaw," said former offensive lineman K.J. Malone, son of Carl, I guess, and started punching himself in the jaw. Okay, Astros pitcher Kenny Giles recently went viral for smoking himself in the face. Said now Orgeron said he sacrifices for motivation. He's 56. He says, "Punch yourself in the face in the morning if you're not ready." Okay, that's what Will Clapp remember him saying. So it's a real serious punch, said Toby Weathersby, the LSU offensive lineman. You look at us and start growling. He'll give us the growl. You know what that means. It's time to go win a ball game. He was punching, Malone said. I tried to do it. I thought, dang, he's probably one of the best coaches I've ever been around.
Yeah.
I've heard about Irk Russell beating his head on the locker in Jacksonville until it came out the second half with blood. What strange things have you seen in the locker room like that?
We had a guy, our special teams coach, Red Anderson, that would bloody his head.
Really?
Yeah.
On what?
Oh, yeah.
How?
Locker,
Really?
chairs, throws chairs.
Really?
Yeah, he was tough. He was a tough guy. I saw Muschamp put his hand through a dry erase board on the sideline
Did he
against
break
Kentucky.
it?
Yeah, he went right through it.
Did he break his hand?
No, he cut it. But no, I mean, that's great. That kind of fits Orgeron's personality. It's not something I would do. I'm not going to punch myself.
No, you certainly would
sure.
not, Brady.
I got a glass
might
jaw,
get might get your uniform dirty if you punch yourself.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want to keep my uniform looking good. So in case they pan the camera to the sideline, I look good.
You think you could pass for a guy in his 20s?
No, I don't know in my 20s yet.
Have you seen people
29, 30?
Have you seen people who are playing sports
maybe.
that look like they're young, but really they're not?
Right.
I got the ultimate story for you. But first, I want to finish off by telling you about Center State Bank. That's my bank in Ocala. By the way, there are plenty of them for you to check out. There's 82 locations in 30 Florida counties. They sponsor our Tuesday show, Center State Bank Tuesday. They have great core values. I love going in there. I like the chocolate chip cookies and stuff that they have there, too. The people know your names and who you are. I hate going to a bank, someone saying, "Sir, could you have your ID out, please?" Okay. I've only banked here 10 years. You want my ID? Okay. And then they're friendly and they're efficient, and I like the core values they have. Local, market-driven, long-term horizon, world-class service, relationship banking, which is terrific. They're headquartered in Winter Haven. My bank is over in Ocala at Silver Springs Boulevard. It's a terrific place. We have our quarterback club preseason meeting this year. Our speaker is going to be Megan Mullen. It'll be on August 22nd, and they use that community room upstairs. They're really good in the community. We appreciate that. That is Center State Bank. Check them out. You can call them at 352-368-6800 in Ocala. Also go to centerstatebank.com. Remember, their core values are what counts. Center State Bank. Customer service is their name. Centered on community and customer service. Brady, here's the ultimate story about a guy who fooled him. A 25-year-old man lived a double life as a teenager for 9 months, even dating a 14-year-old just so he could play high school basketball again. All right? This is the New York Post. Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley, well, there's a name for you, claimed to be a Hurricane Harvey refugee in August when he enrolls a freshman under the name Rashawn Richardson at Skyline
freshman?
Yeah, freshman. He later transferred to Hillcrest, where he joined the basketball team and dominated younger players en route to being named the district's Offensive Player of the Year.
He's 25.
Yeah, 25. He's
25. How old are you? You're 25. Could you be a freshman in high school? There's not a chance.
No, that's Max.
Kids nowadays, like Max, they have beards in high school.
Max is really 64 years old. He just looked like he's 25. So
Max looks like he could be a senior in high school, maybe.
Yeah.
All the kids have facial hair now. Back when we were young, we couldn't get facial hair.
Well, they wouldn't let us anyway.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to do that. Well, you couldn't grow it. So it didn't matter. So
I couldn't grow a facial hair. I still can't.
All right, we won't have time for this subject, but apparently the Pac-12 is just on life support.
Yeah, I'll get back to that.
They're
next week.
really. So what a mess. We'll get it up next time. But there's all kind of things.
We'll get Mick on this show, though. He'll make it up.
You got no juice in him.
Me or his wife? What do you think Mick was going to choose?
Well, I mean,
he chose his wife. He's going to dinner.
How important are you?
Not that important.
You're a legendary broadcaster, according to what you said earlier.
No, I said I was a professional broadcaster.
You said you were legendary.
The first thing to go at that age is your hearing.
You know what I figured? I figured maybe you think you should have been in the Hall of Fame. That's why you didn't really want Mick to come on.
The Florida Hall of Fame, I should be. I was an all-city wide receiver at Fletcher, played college football in Florida. I've had to sit here with you every Wednesday, so I should be in the Hall of Fame.
World-class walk-on. There he is.
Right there he is.
Yeah, so that's all good.
I'm self-proclaimed Nick Saban, Hall of Famer. Nick Saban doesn't like people like me. I'm self-proclaimed. No. That's why I like UCF. Give yourself as many titles as you can.
You should have that on your shirt. Self-proclaimed.
Yep, self-proclaimed broadcaster.
Yeah. This is something we didn't get to this time. We'll talk about that. The gambling thing is all crazy. So, all right. It's been a fun show, and I want to remind folks about the World of Beer.
Yes. A lot of stuff going on here throughout the week.
Yeah. And you want to come out here and check it out. Also, our friends Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting facts that victim justice since 1976. This is a Daniel L. Hightower Wednesday. Appreciate our sponsors like Center State Bank and our friends at CD Farms out in Archer. I want to take a trip. Chris, can I get a tour out there? My wife and I can't do this, so we need to go out there. She said, maybe we could just go by and see them. I said, they work. They have careers besides us. They don't hang out the farm every day. But I know the mayor of Newberry is going to take me out and give me a tour of Newberry.
The mayor of Newberry, yeah. You haven't been out in Newberry?
Yeah, but I want one with the mayor. So I like to travel in style.
Yeah, there you go.
Jacob will take me anyway, so we'll do that. So
all right, good show.
Enjoyed it. All right.
We'll do it again next week. We're getting close. One more week closer to the end of May. We get to June.
We're in our spring practice. We're doing our spring practice right now. We're getting better and better.
Yeah, we just, we'll put the time in. We're having a good off season. Everybody's
How
committed.
about the guy back at the studio, Slavery Way?
Oh, the Prince, the Crown Prince?
Crown Prince. Yeah.
I just don't know why you don't end the show. Why you just keep lingering. Just linger. Just end the damn show. You're 2 minutes over.
My contract says 7 o'clock.
Yeah, end it, buddy. Stop the show. It's over.
Like you said to me, Brendan, it doesn't matter when we start. This is the internet. But now it's time.
Goodbye. Have a good show. You're done now. Goodbye.
Night, Brendan. Good night, everybody. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Brandon. Good.